This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Florida's First Lady visiting Manatee County this morning, and Scott stopping at 3 schools to read to students. ABC7's Marla Spence has the story.
It was a pretty exciting day for some Suncoast students as First Lady Ann Scott toured Manatee County schools for Literacy Awareness Week.
I'm just really glad that she came and we had a great time.
This week, First Lady Scott is making her rounds across the state of Florida, and today she's in Manatee County. She made her first stop at Robert E. Willis Elementary School in Lakewood Ranch this morning. Her visit came after a 5th grader wrote a letter to the governor's office inviting the governor and the First Lady.
I just really wanted him or the governor's wife, which happened, to come and visit our school and see how we do things here.
To that student's surprise, the First Lady made her way over to Robert E. Willis Elementary to promote Literacy Awareness Week and read her newly released book, Allie and Jordy's Adventures Through Florida.
Well, we have Allie and Jordy's Adventures Through Florida was inspired by my 2 daughters who loved exploring as little girls, and we want to take Florida's students, actually just children, any children, on a trip through Florida, learning about the people and places that make up the history of our state. My goal is to hopefully get through all of the schools that have requested me before my husband leaves office. I only have a year, so you do start getting a little nostalgic.
This is the 8th year First Lady Scott is making her rounds across the state for Literacy Awareness Week. In addition to stopping to Robert E. Willis Elementary, she also stopped to Gilbert McNeil and Terra Elementary. I'm Marla Spence reporting for ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. The Sarasota County School District and the Teachers Union are negotiating teacher pay increases, but it has not been an easy process so far. Teachers have been vocal about wanting an increase in pay. So far, the district and the union are not far off from just over a 3% increase. The issue gets more complicated when it comes to how the money is being distributed. The school district wants to follow a performance pay standard where teachers are paid based on their effectiveness. The union wants teachers to be paid based on their years of service.
When you look at average teacher salaries for all 67 school districts, we show we have the 2nd highest average salary of any district in the state of Florida.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, we'll take a look into the issue and find out if Sarasota County teachers are among the highest paid in the state of Florida. A 3-year-old cancer patient's wish coming true this morning on Lido Key. Cammy is from Minnesota and is battling leukemia. Her dream to ride a horse on a beach. So the Make-A-Wish organization making it happen this morning at the Ritz-Carlton's private beach on Lido Key. Cammy's mother says the family got to experience something that only existed in their daughter's imagination.
She saw a kid's YouTube video of little kids riding on horses along the beach, and her eyes lit up huge. She said, "Oh, Mom, we have to do that."
And today she did. After her ride on Bam Bam the horse, Cammy got to go out to eat with her family, something she rarely gets to do because of her condition. Her mom says they have an end date for her treatments. That's December 13th, so they're counting down, and we wish her all the best. The community also coming together to support another local girl who's battling cancer. Millie Sicca has cancer in her eyes. The Manatee Wildcats and Brady's Bunch Lacrosse, an organization soon coming to Bradenton, had a lacrosse camp to help raise money for Millie over the weekend. Players from St. Leo College and Major League Lacrosse also came to help instruct campers there. Let's get a check now on our foggy weather in some areas with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Yeah, good story there. We know Millie. Millie went to our elementary school, same as my daughter Emma, and I had a chance to visit with her as we went to Dick Vitale's house, who does so much wonderful things for the cure, try to find a cure for child and pediatric cancer. Casey Key webcam, Scott, is showing the fog out there throughout this afternoon, and still is. In fact, we get a look at the time lapse going through time right there, and you can see that fog just continuing to kind of roll in. Although it's breaking up from the north to the south, we're starting to see some of that here as well into Casey Key. So a little glimmer of hope here for a sunset in parts of the Sun Coast, but that visibility is down to just a couple of miles here near Venice. a little bit more so, and the fog's a little thicker down near Placida as well as Rotunda. The general forecast, though, is for this to clear out of here as the front continues to sink southward. Those winds will pick up out of the northwest, and that drier air will move in. So everyone will be out of the fog, I think, by around 8 o'clock tonight. Now, we're already out of it in places in Manatee County and North Sarasota County, and so the dense fog advisory has been lifted. It had been in effect for the Suncoast. Now that is no longer in effect, and some showers down to our south. That rain will stay to our south as well. We'll have more on our weather coming up in a few minutes. Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. It's happening all too often. Another school shooting, this time in southern Kentucky. The school day had just started when a 15-year-old gunman opened fire at Marshall County High School in Caldwell, Kentucky. 14 people were shot and 2 of them have died. State police said the 15-year-old girl was killed before a local sheriff's deputy apprehended the shooter. The other victim, also a student, died at a nearby hospital.
I know I speak for communities across my home state in sending prayers of comfort and healing to students, faculty, and everyone affected by this violence.
Most seriously wounded were taken by helicopter to Vanderbilt Medical Center in Nashville. Others were taken by ambulance to local hospitals or treated there on scene. Attorney General Jeff Sessions is the highest-ranking Trump official to be questioned in the Russia probe. Sessions' office confirming special counsel Robert Mueller's team interviewed him for hours last week. Today, President Trump saying he's not worried. ABC's Gloria Riviera has more from Washington.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions is the highest-ranking Trump official to be questioned in the Russia probe. Sessions' office confirming special counsel Robert Mueller's team interviewed him for hours last week. Today, President Trump saying he's not worried.
But I'm not at all concerned.
I have recused myself.
Sessions notably recused himself last March from the Russia investigation, then under the direction of former FBI Director James Comey, digging into whether anyone involved with the Trump campaign colluded with Russia to influence the election. Sessions potentially a key witness given his involvement in Donald Trump's presidential campaign, as well as Comey's firing by Trump. One of the stated reasons given for Comey's termination was his alleged mishandling of the case over Hillary Clinton's private emails. Republicans, including the president, continue to hammer the FBI for alleged political bias. Sources telling ABC News Sessions is now pushing Comey's replacement, Chris Wray, to remove his own deputy, Andrew McCabe. Today, Trump refuting the idea Wray is threatening to resign if McCabe is removed.
No, he didn't at all. He did not. He did not even a little bit. Nope.
According to the New York Times, Robert Mueller's team also interviewed former FBI Director James Comey last year. That interview reportedly focusing on the memos Comey took detailing his meetings with Trump and Trump's alleged request that Comey drop his investigation into his former national security advisor. Gloria Riviera, ABC News, Washington.
Prosecutors will seek the death penalty against the man suspected of randomly killing 4 people and terrorizing Tampa's Seminole Heights neighborhood for several months. 24-year-old Howell Donaldson III was arrested in late November after police say he handed a bag containing a handgun to a co-worker at a McDonald's restaurant. Prosecutors say Donaldson killed his 4 victims in a cold and calculating manner. Prosecutors say all of the victims' families were okay with the decision to seek the death penalty in this case. A Florida group seeking to restore the voting rights for most felons has enough certified signatures now to put a proposed constitutional amendment on the November ballot. That amendment would have to be approved by 60% of voters. It would automatically restore voting rights for most felons who have completed their sentences, including probation. This would not apply to felons convicted of murder or a sexual offense. Floridians for a Fair Democracy said there are nearly 1.5 million former felons who would have their voting rights restored if this measure passes. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, what recent blood pressure guideline changes could mean for your health and what you can do to make sure you're getting the best care.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today, and named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night, and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been arrested in the state of Florida, the state attorney's office is already working on your prosecution. It's time to work on your defense. So give us a call. We've got your back.
Around the neighborhood or around town, you'll feel good and look even better driving your new Fiat. For maximum performance, check out the all-new Fiat Spider. You'll flip over the superior handling and capability. Or follow roads less traveled in the Fiat 500X. So go big or go small. With prices starting as low as $13,999, you're sure to find a Fiat that fits your style during the Start Something New event, going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. It is Severe Weather Awareness Week, and schools across the country are taking steps to protect students.
We're going to talk tornadoes and thunderstorms and tell you what you can do to stay safe in a storm tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
And we may have a first alert weather day coming up a little bit later in the week, but for tomorrow, weather looks great with high pressure building in.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
If you're looking for a rewarding job you'll love, good news. The perfect job is just a click away. Go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day. It's that easy. Stop searching and go to mysuncoast.com/job of the day to find the perfect job for you.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
The recent changes in the blood pressure guidelines have left many people confused. ABC's Arlette Sines has more on what the changes really mean.
That blood pressure cuff, something familiar to all of us who regularly walk into the doctor's office. High blood pressure, one of the pervasive and deadly medical problems in the U.S. And now, with the recent blood pressure guideline changes from the American College of Cardiology, millions more are now getting diagnosed with the condition. The new guidelines lower the threshold for a hypertension diagnosis, leading to more patients and more people on blood pressure medications. A new editorial showing not all are on board with the guidelines. Authors writing in the Annals of Internal Medicine arguing these guidelines may not be appropriate for everyone, saying the risks of putting more people on medications and driving blood pressures down may outweigh the benefit. So what should you do about your blood pressure? The best advice is to talk to your doctor. Together, you can decide what blood pressure target is right for you. With this Medical Minute, I'm Arlette Sines, ABC News.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, the National Weather Service out of Ruskin participating in Severe Weather Awareness Week, and today it's marine hazards and rip current safety. Don't fight it if you ever get caught in this fast-moving water that kind of channels its way back out into the Gulf as strong onshore winds pile the water up on the area beaches. That water's got to go somewhere. It finds a weakness and eventually can carry people out a long distance away from the beach. So the best advice, don't fight it. Swim left or right out of the riptide and yell. Scream as much as you can for help and swim parallel to the beach. Once you get out of that rip current, which can be exceeding 5 miles per hour, and even the strongest Olympic swimmer cannot swim back against that kind of current. So remember, don't try to go back into the current. Swim parallel to the beach, then out of it. Rip currents kill more people in Florida than hurricanes, tornadoes, floods combined. even lightning. You can throw that in there. So rip currents are very dangerous. They occur basically after a cold front moves through and winds pick up, or they occur around hurricanes and tropical systems. Always remember to swim with a lifeguard present. Lifeguards obviously can save your lives. And also don't, again, go out there and venture into the water without a buddy system, having someone else with you. Well, the fog is also a marine hazard and can be a significant problem when visibilities get below a quarter of a mile, and they did today. They're starting to break up, though, across the region, but they're still hanging on in some locations across South Sarasota and near Charlotte Harbor, but that's going to be coming to an end here in the next hour or so as this system continues to push to the southeast. A few showers associated with that front now moving through Lake Okeechobee. And you can see the upper level winds, these cirrus clouds kind of moving at a faster rate associated with stronger winds at 100 to 150 miles an hour over the Gulf of Mexico. And it looks as though we'll see that continuing. That means a mixture of sun and clouds tomorrow. More sun, though, than we saw. And there shouldn't be any problem with any kind of fog tomorrow, as those dew point temperatures will really lessen across the region. Currently, it's 71 degrees, although that is dropping now as winds have switched around to the north-northwest. The high today was 73, above average. We'll go below this number tomorrow. Highs tomorrow will only be into the upper 60s, but still not terrible considering what we had just last week. 31-degree dew point in Tallahassee. It's 28 in Pensacola. Still very warm and muggy. Those are summer-like readings in Key West and Miami at 73 and 71 respectively. Now, the forecast tomorrow calling for abundant sunshine at times and then some clouds, high clouds moving in overhead. Temperatures will warm into the upper 60s. The futurecast indicating that frontal boundary kind of hanging down just to our south. And south of Fort Myers, we'll see a little bit more cloudiness into the Keys. And for us, it should be a real decent day on Thursday and Friday. For boaters tomorrow, not the best start. Northwest winds at 20 knots. And seas will be running 2 to 4 feet. Now, choppy conditions out there turn to a moderate chop. Later on in the day, UV index tomorrow will be a 6, and the beach temperature should be right around 67. Partly cloudy, some coastal fog, seasonal for a low right around 55 degrees. And then here's the next 7 days as we see it. High tomorrow, 68, close to 70. Same story on Thursday. Should be a delightful day. A little bit warmer on Friday. And Saturday, we warm up in advance of a storm system. Another cold front is due to arrive on Sunday. And looks like that brings a 70% chance for showers. And we could even see some thunderstorms there. Mainly it looks like showers at this point. There's a 20% chance for some thunderstorms. So that chance not all that high, but I would suspect maybe a few thunderstorms. We'll get a little bit more on the timing as well in the upcoming forecast model run next, I should say, tomorrow and into Thursday. Now, as far as Monday goes, just a 20% chance for a shower and slightly cooler temperatures due to arrive on Monday and Tuesday. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Let's get another check on First Alert traffic. A structure fire on a Siesta Key condo is causing some traffic problems this afternoon. Sarasota County fire officials responded to that fire at 1100 block of Windsong Lane. That is off Midnight Pass Road. And that had to cause the closure of one lane of Midnight Pass Road, which, as you can see, causing some delays at this hour on Siesta Key. We're going to have much more details on that fire and its impact coming up in the next half hour. Apple's new smart speaker hit store shelves on February 9th. The tech giant announced the launch date for its HomePod speaker, but pre-orders for U.S. and some other markets will start on Friday. HomePod will go head-to-head with other smart speakers on the market, including Amazon Echo and Google Home. Apple's device can play music and podcast, as well as read you the news. It can also control other devices in your home through Apple's Siri voice assistant. The HomePod will cost about $350. And entertainment news is next, including the Oscar nominations. Stay with us.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. Now lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $219 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
The classic film Singing in the Rain is coming to the Players Center in a live stage show opening January 17th. All the dances and all the songs you've come to know and love, all a part of our Wild Broadway series. Get your tickets now for this limited run by calling the Players at 365-2494 or visit us online at theplayers.org. You too can be singing in the rain.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. When I think of kids going to school hungry, hunger, homelessness, in this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Don't miss the 20th Annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, February 15th through the 18th. The festival where rock meets country. Admission is free, and proceeds benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. For information, visit thunderbythebay.org.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
It has been a tumultuous and transformative year for Hollywood, but how will that be reflected in its top honors? Nominations for the 90th Academy Awards announced this morning. Karen Kafa takes a look at the contenders.
The Shape of Water leads this year's Oscar field with 13 nominations, including Best Picture. The fantasy joins Golden Globe Best Picture winner 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, and 7 others in the category, including Dunkirk, nominated 8 times.
Please don't fight.
On the heels of Golden Globe and SAG wins, Gary Oldman's portrayal of Winston Churchill has led to a lead actor nomination in Darkest Hour. But he'll compete with 2 previous winners, Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread and Denzel Washington for Roman J. Israel Esquire, as well as 22-year-old Timothée Chalamet for Call Me By Your Name, and Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out.
Still no rest.
Frances McDormand is also a Golden Globe and SAG winner this year for 3 Billboards. She's nominated in the lead actress category with Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water, Margot Robbie for I, Tonya, Meryl Streep for The Post, and Saoirse Ronan for the female-driven Lady Bird, which also saw a Best Director nod for Greta Gerwig. Gerwig, just the 5th woman ever nominated in the category. The Me Too movement, sparked by allegations against producer Harvey Weinstein, triggered a wave in Hollywood, raising key questions about sexual harassment and equal pay. Actors symbolically wore black at the Golden Globes. Notable in the supporting actor category, Christopher Plummer, who reshot all of Kevin Spacey's scenes in All the Money in the World in 9 days after Spacey faced accusations of sexual misconduct. The 90th Academy Awards will be presented in Hollywood on Sunday, March 4th, with Jimmy Kimmel slated to host. I'm Karen Kafa reporting.
Fans asked Britney Spears to hit them baby one more time with another tour, and yes, she's doing it again. The singer announcing today she's bringing her Piece of Me tour to cities across the country. Spears just finished a concert residency at Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas. While there are no performances scheduled near our area, she is set to perform in Hollywood, Florida at the end of July. It's no secret fans love the Rachel Ray Show, but if you want to see the show taped in person, don't expect to get tickets anytime soon. You see, a Manatee County woman says she requested tickets to be in the studio audience. She and her mom finally got approved 9 years after submitting their request. She says she would have been open to traveling to see the taping back in 2009, but a lot has changed in 9 years, so she will not be able to go to New York for the Valentine's Day taping. Well, we'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.